Hi, I'm Zoe Gabrielle. You can find my new song Across the Room on all streaming platforms, and I hope you like it. Yes, it has been. It's definitely been. These last few months have been, I think, one of the best months I've really been mentally and I've experienced, and it's been really fun, and I really enjoy it. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Do you see your growth creatively? Like I know you're young, but I'm sure you started off at an early age. Do you see how far you've come?
Yeah, I think I really have come far. I think, yeah, I don't know. I think I've improved vocally a lot from what I was, because at least in my opinion, I wasn't really born like a singer, like I kind of had to work for it a little bit. So yeah, I think I've definitely improved. And especially, like I said, I used to never think I could write music, and now I actually am. So it's crazy. It makes me kind of emotional, but yeah.
Yeah. So if I've never written a song before, which I haven't, what kind of advice would you give me on, since you've done it at least once, what kind of advice would you give me?
Well, I would say just write for you, at the end of the day, no matter, you can touch millions and billions of people, but, you have to kind of write it for yourself.
Okay. So when you wrote Across the Room, was that for yourself? Like that was something you were sharing about yourself?
Kind of, yeah. There is some of it that I kind of relate to, I guess. But like I said, it's still kind of like being a character, I guess. But it's still, I wrote it for me because I knew I wanted to do music, and I wanted to write it and release it. So yeah.
Okay. All right. We talked about screen. Did you do a monologue called Rejects?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
Oh my gosh, that was an experience. Okay, so that's so funny because that's like one of the most things I get. Like, I've had like not really come up to me, but like notice me from that. It's just like, I don't know, it's just kind of random to me. But basically, I did this monologue for a company called Loud Voices, Silent Streets, I think is what it's called.
That's right. That's right.
And she wrote me a monologue, and then she was like, okay, like just send it in. And I was at my college campus at the time, and I was like kind of trying to scramble and like get it done. So I went into this little room and I like filmed it. And yeah, I guess the rest is kind of history. But yeah, it was definitely something I didn't think people would like, I don't know, notice me for, but I was like, yeah.
Yeah, well, I think it turned out pretty good. Like, did you? I know you say you kind of just scrambled and went to do it, but did you prepare at all for that monologue?
I prepared a little bit. I want to say I had like a week or a couple, maybe like 2 weeks to do it. So I prepared as much as I could, and being in school. So yeah, it was definitely a little bit of a scramble, but it was good. And the monologue, the character in the monologue is something that I don't think I normally would be like that I would play. So it was fun.
Yeah. I know it's early, but have you thought about a legacy? Like what kind of, like I'm sure I don't know if Michael Jackson was thinking about how he would be thought about, throughout his career, but have you thought about that yet? Like at the end of the day, what people will say or have said about you?
Oh gosh. I think, I don't know. I just think I want to be a huge influence in indie music. I actually think the amount of women in indie music is kind of misrepresented a little bit, at least what I noticed. So I think that it's, I don't know. I just think I want to be an influence definitely in that community at the end of the day. And yeah.
I've now that you said that, I think I would agree. Like off the top of my head, I think we have
Yeah,
more
yeah,
males in the indie
yeah.
lane. And for young ladies like you, if they don't cookie cut you and make you the next Ariana Grande or make you the next Dua Lipa, then it
Hmm.
doesn't really seem like women make it. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, I think so. And I totally contradicting myself, but I do want to go the indie route, but of course I want to dabble into like R&B and R&B pop. So I think that's kind of what makes me different is like I
Mm-hmm.
really want to do both and combine the two kind of. So yeah, I would love to mix, a little bit of Tame Impala, a little bit of Ariana Grande, like, just kind of get it. But yeah, for sure. I think girls are definitely more pop star, like cookie
That's right.
cutter.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Compromise is the wrong word, but how much of yourself are you willing to change in order to be successful?
Um, I think the most successful people, like, all these people we've been talking about, don't really change that much. So, I don't know. Of course, I would love to kind of build more of an image for myself. And I love, like, honestly, I really love art and I love like weird stuff and everything. So, that's definitely something that is true to me. So I think I don't know. I don't know how to answer that because it's like I'm a very flexible person, but at the end of the day, like I really don't want um someone telling me like how I should be and what to do because I don't think that really works, at least from what I've seen. So
Yeah. Well, maybe not image wise, maybe they don't change people as much, but I give you an example. Like I say with Pink, Pink was kind of,
mhm.
I don't want to say forced
Yeah.
to, but was an R&B. And then like with Alicia
Mhm.
Keys, on her first
Mhm.
album, she didn't do a lot of the writing. Like they kind of told
Mhm.
her what she needed to sing. And so I'm
Mhm.
imagining if you sign a big record deal or a record deal with a big label, they're gonna say, hey,
Mhm.
Zoe, look, these are the songs you're singing. You're not going to sing across the room.
Mhm.
Are you, and the question would be, are you comfortable with that?
I think yeah, I think it's with collaborating, first of all, collaborating with songwriters, I think is cool, and I would love to do that, and I would love to have someone write a song for me. Honestly, like, I think it's good to have as many creative brains at the table. So, I guess I wouldn't mind it, but I would always try and be true to myself for sure.
How long have you been singing?
Singing, I would say I guess my whole life, but I've only really been doing music for like a few months, like maybe 2 months. So it's definitely been different because I actually kind of started in like musical theater and classical theater, and like that's where I was kind of trained. But then I was just like, I kind of want to do my own thing. And yeah,
Mm,
it's been really cool ever since. So yeah.
yeah. Well, did your training help you? Like you came up with, did you write across the room or did somebody help you write it?
Yeah, I did. I wrote it lyrically, but the beat is not mine. It was somebody else kind of made it. So I worked with a producer on that. But yeah, I did write it and it was I don't know, it was weird. It definitely took me so like a few months, I guess, to actually write a song where I was like, okay, I actually want to put this out now and
Mm,
have people see it. And it was definitely kind of scary. I'm from like a smaller town, so it was just weird and it was different to get out of my comfort zone, I guess, and be a
hmm.
little bit vulnerable. But yeah, it's been good.
Yeah. Well, what was the biggest challenge of putting it together, the song?
Biggest challenge. I think in general, I would say with all the people I was working with, like my mixer and like the producer that made the beat and my distributor service, I would actually say communication just because of COVID.
Hmm.
And so everything I've done has been virtual. I've like never actually I didn't even record that in a studio because I couldn't. So I would say that was the hardest thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. You didn't. So have you been in the booth yet, or have you been in the studio at all?
No, I haven't. I record, I do have a little at home setup. So I do have a little recording kind of thing going on, but no, I haven't really been in a studio. So, but I think I will soon, which will be nice. And yeah, which is weird, but whatever.
Yeah, well, yeah, like we were talking about earlier, the COVID thing, and man,
Hmm.
it's just doing like even the podcasts are done over Zoom. They're done virtually.
Hmm.
Yeah. So your background, you said you have a musical theater background. Um, when did you start that?
I kind of always wanted to do that just because I also did um I'm also like super into dance. I guess not really anymore, and like acting and everything.
Right.
So I always knew I wanted to sing and act. I wanted to kind of do it all. And like that was where theater was, and that's what it did. So I've done community theater and like school theater and stuff. So yeah, but I did a lot of that in high school, and I still kind of do it to this day, but lately I've been really focusing on music. It's kind of hard to do it all, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, do you find that you like music more than you like acting, or do you like them about the same?
Oh gosh, I don't know, they're so different. I can't say I like one more. It's like picking between my children or something. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
But I don't know. I think music is it's just a little bit more. It's definitely the most creative thing I've done, and it's just really allowed me to really like create something, because yes, actors create, but it's just different when you're really behind everything and you're doing it from scratch, I guess.
Mhm. Do you know where you are sonically, and do you know where you want to be sonically if you're not already there?
Oh gosh. Honestly, I think with, I've only released one song and I've already done some live performances, and I've had a lot of support, and I think I'm happy with it, and I think it turned out well. And I get to do this, which is awesome. I've never done like a podcast before, so this
Right.
is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think I'm really happy and I'm excited for what's to come. I think with things getting back to normal, I guess I just like to do more live stuff. And yeah, I don't know. I'd like to just meet more people and really, I don't know,
Yeah.
connect, I guess.
Yeah. Well, do you have an end goal in mind? Do you want to, I guess, sign with the label? Do you want to go the indie route?
um, I honestly, to me, it's not something I've really thought about with a label. I think, it doesn't matter to me either way, because um I don't know. It's just not something I've really thought about. Granted, I'm kind of like, am I there yet? But whatever.
Yeah.
Um, I guess I would. I really want to be an indie based artist. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. If the offer comes, the offer comes. But if it doesn't, then
Yeah. Yeah.
it's definitely not a problem.
Yeah. You're currently in the, would you say you're currently in the pop lane?
Um, I would say I'm in, yeah, like the indie pop lane. And I actually do want to dabble into R&B, which is my next song coming out, is a little bit more that route. So that'll
Okay.
be exciting.
Okay.
And then yeah, I do want to go a little bit more pop though, kind of like indie pop, bedroom pop. But I definitely do want to have a lot of diversity as much as I can in my music. So
Yeah. Well, who do you follow that's an R&B artist? Give me a couple of people that you follow that are R&B artists.
oh my gosh. Well,
Other than Drake, because I think everybody follows Drake.
yeah, I do like Drake. I do like Drake. Hmm. I did really like Aaliyah before she passed,
Oof.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, God, who else? I love SZA, of course. If
Yeah.
that's R&B, I don't know.
I think she is.
Yeah. Um, who else? Of course, Frank Ocean, Tyler the Creator. yada
Yeah,
yada
yeah,
yada.
yeah.
Yeah. I actually do like Mariah Carey a lot too. I
Well,
take
she
a
has
lot of
great range, man. She has
I
great
know.
range.
Yeah, yeah. Vocally, she's definitely been a huge inspiration to probably everybody.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, she's amazing. I love the Spice Girls growing up. I know that's a little not my time, but I also used to love them too. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Like, if you had the opportunity to work with Mariah Carey, is there somebody you want to work with as well?
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. She's amazing. And I love her vocal arrangements in every song she did. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. But I think a lot of that is like the producer side of it. Because like on
Mhm.
when she did the album with Jermaine Dupri, I think like Jermaine had his footprint like all over that album.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely hard when you just, I'm in this position and it's really hard when you literally just sing and write because there's so much more that goes into it.
that's right.
And yeah, it's crazy, but she makes some great music though. It's crazy.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, I wouldn't take
Mhm.
anything away from her because I think just on some of her, I think during Christmas time, I think she makes like $60 million alone. Somewhere where I read like her Christmas
Yeah.
song. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I forgot she had that song that's like
Mm-hmm.
everybody knows.
Yeah.
We all
So,
know.
so how do you vocally train? Like now that you're pursuing this full time, is there something that you do vocally to, I guess, to get your chords better and try to, obviously, I don't think anybody's going to ever be in a Mariah Carey or Whitney Houston range,
Mhm.
right? But
Mhm.
how do you stretch yourself and evolve and grow as a singing artist?
Mhm. Um, well, I do have like various voice teachers that I've gone through. So I would say mainly that and just resting my voice. And excuse me, I am a little bit sick right now. So sorry I
Oh
sound a
yeah,
little,
no
a little
pressure, no
congested.
pressure. Yeah.
Hopefully I don't have COVID, but
Mhm.
um, just drinking lots of water and making sure that you get plenty of sleep and singing every day. Maybe that's not completely healthy, but I don't know. I'm someone that regardless, I just am singing. Like it's just like I can't even have like my Spotify on when I'm doing something else because I'll just be like singing and it's like, okay, let's calm down. But yeah,
Yeah.
just it's definitely your voice is an instrument and it's a muscle. So the more you just work with it, then
Mhm.
it'll definitely expand.
Okay. So before you wrote Across the Room, did you already kind of know, I guess, it's kind of like the formula that you have an intro, you have 12 bars, and you have a pre-chorus? Did you already know that, or you found that out as you were writing the song?
Mm-hmm. I kind of already knew that. I knew that I wanted to have that, I guess, typical structure of just like verse, chorus. But with that kind of stuff, I think there's so many songs that are like what 5 to 7 minutes long, and there's literally no structure, and they have like millions of plays.
That's
So
right.
I think those days are completely over.
Hmm.
Um, and I love to make a song like that for sure. But yeah, it was something that came a little bit naturally, I think, because I actually wrote. I didn't write from left to right. I just wrote the chorus and then I kind of wrote this and this. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What kind of feedback have you gotten from about your song?
Good. My grandma, she loves it. She plays it like every day. She's like, I want to get you more streams. I'm like, okay. I guess I don't want to say this song wasn't my best foot forward because it totally was, but it was definitely something that I just wanted to kind of dip my toe in and be like, oh yeah, like I'm making music now. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for what's to come. And I really haven't gotten anything negative. I've gotten good things. A lot of people being like, what's that? Who's that about? Like, can you
Yeah.
just like, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been good.
Yeah. Well, did it turn out better than expected or as expected? Like it's completed now and people are giving you feedback. Is it what you thought it would be?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's definitely better than I thought it would be. And I just didn't think people would care, I guess. Not to say like, I'm like some huge celebrity, but like I don't know. It's it's just a scary thing, and it's definitely, I think it turned out better than what was expected.
Yeah. Well, how did you you said somebody produced a track for you. How did you find this? I don't know if it was a young lady or a young man. Did the
Mhm.
person approach you, or did something you found online, or what happened there?
Yeah, so his name is Pizzazio Music on Instagram. I'm probably on everything.
Yeah.
And he just makes crazy beats, and I always find my beats online, or I get it through people I know, or like personal connections, or like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of, I found his beats online, but then, honestly, when I heard it first, I liked it, but I wasn't like, oh my God, like it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I need to make a song to this, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But then I kind of, we kind of like built a relationship like musically, and then I used it. And once I wrote lyrics to it, I was like, you know what? Like, I think this is the one. And everyone told me it was the one. So I just kind of rolled with it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mhm.
So I guess the $1 million question is, how do you think you're going to crack this nut, so to speak? Like, you're going to be able to break into the industry, and then I don't want to say arrive, but you're going to be able to live from what you create and what you do. What do you think? How do you, what does it take to become successful in industry?
Um, That's a big question. Um, I don't know. For me, I think I've always wanted to be a singer, but I just have always said like, but I can't write music. Like, but I just can't. Like, that's just not, I can
Mm-hmm.
sing and I can do something for someone, but I can't do that.
Yeah.
But then I kind of was just like, okay, like if I want to be a singer, I should probably write music.
Yeah.
And so yeah. And I don't know. I think being successful has a lot of different terms to people. I just think, I don't know. I just want to inspire people. I know that's like so cliche, but I don't know. I just hope my music can make someone's day and know that whenever they're going through, I guess we're all going through. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
like what every artist wants. And I think that kind of determines success is when people actually can say like, oh, like I really like your music because it helped me through this and this and this. And yeah, I don't know. I think that defines success for sure. Of
For
course,
for you specifically, or just in general, define success?
I think specifically me, yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, of course, there's you. It's so easy to get so caught up in views and everything, and it's really hard. But I think at the end of the day, if you're born and you want to make music, then clearly the reason is there, and you'll become successful at it.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. You're absolutely right. What does it, I know you said you performed live before. So what does that feel like for a person who's never performed live?
Oh my gosh, I was so scared. I was literally like, oh my God. Yeah, I was really scared, but it was fun. Um, it was, I've done like 3 virtually live performances, and then I've done 2 like in person.
Okay.
And it was a little scary. I'm not gonna lie. I was scared, and some of the other people performing were like I have 4 albums and everything. And I was like, oh my God. But it was really fun. I think that it was an experience that I would love to do again, of course. And yeah, it was cool. And even if the crowd sucks, you just kind of roll with it and it'll happen. So
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm,
Now that you've gone through the experience of recording your first song, is there anything
mhm,
differently you would do? Like, is there anything you would not necessarily change, but what did you learn from that
mhm,
process? Say, okay, well, I'm going to do this better next time, or I'm going to do this differently.
mhm. I think I'm a person that's like, oh my God, I need things done now. So I think I was a little, like I said, I just kind of did this song to say like, oh, hi, I'm getting into music. But my next song, I would like to have it be a little bit more complex vocally and different layers and probably get into the studio and work it and take more time. I guess I would take more time to really vocally produce on my end. And yeah, because I think that it's worth it at the end of the day, the hard work. So yeah, I guess just a little bit more complex of a song, more vocals, and
Yeah.
it'll be good to go.
Yeah. Is performing in a musical theater setting, is that comparable to doing a live show when you were doing live shows? Like, how do they compare?
Oh gosh, I never even thought about that. Um, it's similar. It's definitely similar. It's when I know you're supposed to kind of like write from your heart and you're supposed to be you, and absolutely I totally do that, but at the same time I think my music persona is still a character
Yeah.
Of myself, kind of like musical theater, so I guess in a way it's similar. So I don't know, I think it's similar, but it's definitely different. Most of the time with theater it's like there's a whole crew and you're not alone, but sometimes performing your own stuff you're kind of alone, and it's a little more scary, but I don't know, it's kind of similar though in a way.
Yeah. So have you kind of put the musical theater on the back burner for now, or what's going on with that?
um Unintentionally I guess I have, just because of music and everything, but of course if the opportunity arises, whatever. But
Yeah.
it's definitely something I've been trying to kind of battle with for the past month, I guess, and decide, because it's really hard to do it all, and I don't think you really
Yeah.
can't do it all. So yeah, I would say it is a little bit on the back burner, but unintentionally.
Well, that I love that answer, and I love that word unintentionally. But do you
Mhm.
find that you miss it at all? Do you say to yourself, "Oh, I kind
Yeah.
of," you do?
Mhm. Yeah, I think it was definitely sometimes I do miss that, especially when I was in high school and everything, and it was like, I don't know, just kind of being in theater and being with people, and it's really such a great community. I know I'm sounding like such a nerd, but like it really is such a good community, and theater can be for anybody that wants to try it. But um yeah, I miss it, but at the end of the day I also love this, and I'm happy I get to be here today,
Yeah.
and yeah, I honestly just, I don't know, I never thought I'd really be doing it. So I don't know.
What kind of parts did you have the opportunity to play in musical theater?
um oh my gosh, okay, so I've been Hava in Fiddler on the Roof,
Okay.
and I guess I've actually been in more like plays than in musicals.
Hmm.
So I was in Mary Poppins.
Oh, how was
um
that? How was the
oh
Mary
my god,
Poppins
I
experience?
hated it. It was horrible. It
Really?
was so bad. Yeah, it was, I don't know why. It was just like, oh God, I don't even know. I really don't remember. It was kind of a long time ago, but it was just, yeah, it was a lot going on. But yeah, Mary Poppins, Guys and Dolls. I think Guys and Dolls is my favorite,
Okay.
for sure. Beauty and the Beast was really fun. I was like 14, so
Hmm.
I don't remember that much. Um, and I did a show with my college in an outdoor theater, which was really cool. That was last year. So, yeah.
Hmm. Well, I'm guessing your parents put a lot into, or like invested a lot of time with you.
Yeah, I guess a little bit. They've been supportive. I think sometimes, it's, maybe this is just my teenage angst, but like it's sometimes misunderstanding they can be, as everybody kind of in the arts parents are. Um, but I don't know. I guess I wouldn't say I had super involved parents. I didn't have crazy parents. They just kind of, I don't know. They're just kind of like, yeah, whatever. She's doing her thing again. But
Right.
yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, but actually, it doesn't sound like the fire is going to ever die inside of you. So it's just like something that you have to live out, right?
Like the theater thing.
Well, just being creative, period. So singing, creative. You
Oh
may even
yeah.
want to go to, I guess my next question would have been like, do you actually want to see yourself on screen as well?
Hmm. Yeah, I actually yeah, so I definitely don't think I see myself not being creative. I think whatever I end up doing in life, it has to be something to do with what I like, and that's kind of how it is, I guess. Sometimes I wish it wasn't that way
Right.
because it's like, I don't know. It's really hard, but screen wise, I guess going back to acting, I actually, as far as acting, I've always wanted to do film and TV for sure. That's been like one of my dreams. I've never done anything like that, but yeah, I would love to do that. That would be crazy, and I'd love to I don't know, be on the TV with music somehow, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Hmm.
Like a live performance or something. That would be really, really dope. And yeah, we'll see
Yeah.
what happens. I think next year is going to be definitely a lot of music. I kind of want to start making an album, which I've kind of been dreading actually, because like
Well, why?
I don't
But
know.
why?
I
Why?
mean, well, only because it's like I don't know. I just don't want people to be like, "Why is it taking so long?" And
Hmm.
it's just I guess I've just been dreading it work wise, but of course, at the end of the day, like I'm really excited.
Yeah, yeah. Well, how many songs do you kind of have in your mind? Like how many songs you're going to include on your album? 10, 12, 9?
Yeah, probably like 10 to 12. I think I'm gonna release a couple more singles, and then I'm gonna do an EP with about 5 songs, and
Mm-hmm.
then um probably more singles maybe, and then an album. So we got a while. We can sit down.
Are you going to use the same producer, or are you going to try to find different producers?
Yeah, for sure. I like to work with different people for every project. That's just kind of one of my rules, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
It's nice to have a new brains, or even multiple brains just be brought to the table. So I definitely will be looking for more producers and mixers and et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and of course features other artists. That's like the most important thing to me, is to get other people too. Yeah.
Oh, so when you say features, you mean like another, like a rapper or a singer or what?
Whatever, honestly. I love working with rappers and
Mm-hmm.
singers, and even guitarists, and
Yeah.
it makes it so much easier too.
Your energy matches mine, it must be l'amour. But too bad you're just somebody who sits across the room. I just wanna dedicate my songs and I'm my tune. But too bad you're just somebody who sits across the room. Maybe I should let go. You make me lose control. That smile is heaven. Those eyes on my eyes, obsession. Can't you hear me screaming, begging you please notice me? Let's be people they don't like. I know that she's not your type. I bet that she doesn't know all those nights I cried alone. Your energy matches mine, it must be l'amour. Too bad you're just somebody who sits across the room. I just wanna dedicate my songs and all my tunes. But too bad you're just somebody who sits across the room. Your energy matches mine, it must be l'amour. But too bad you're just somebody who sits across the room. I just wanna dedicate my songs and all my doesn't know all those nights I cried alone. Yeah. Your energy matches mine, it must be a mood. Too bad you're just somebody who sits across the